Well, welcome to another episode of Bargain Bin Saturdays. I had to admit, I originally was going to do Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but I decided to push that back and save it for another week. I'm not sure when I'll do it, but quite frankly, it's a bit late to be doing it now, considering the new movie's been out for a while. I don't even know if it's in theaters anymore. Probably not. You can see how much I follow new movies and that stuff. But today we take a look at Pioneer Woman, which basically already tells you the main male lead is going to die. And who is that male lead? But none other than William Shatner. Yes, I couldn't believe it was William Shatner. Does he just pop up in everything? I mean, he was the voice of Puss in Boots in the True Story of Puss in Boots movie. Jeez, that was awful. But we're not talking about that movie right now. We're talking about Pioneer Woman, and quite frankly, it's a bit strange. I don't know exactly how to feel about the movie. In many ways, it feels like it's meant to be some sort of historical redramatization of a journal that some woman wrote. Because basically it seems like they do little vignettes from her journal. And that's basically what the movie is. I guess it does represent a sort of historical record somewhat. And it's a bit more accurate than you'd expect from many movies that involve the West. It's far more accurate than, say, Little Rita, which we talked about last week. And the hand-gun propelled grenade. Or bomb. It's probably a bomb. I mean, it goes up with so much flame and smoke, it has to be a bomb. It can't be a grenade. A grenade wouldn't have the power to lift someone 25 feet in the air. I'm not even sure how much of a big a bomb you need to launch someone like that in the air like that. Or where they'd have to be standing to do so, considering they launch one to a group of Mexican bandits and launch like the entire group in the air. Like a good 20 feet. So, no idea. As far as the acting goes, I guess it's not bad. Though I may not be the best judge of that. It does feel like it has a very well heartfelt story. Though I sort of wish the female character would stop talking about her husband all the time. It gets sort of annoying. It's like she always identifies herself by her relationship with her husband. Even after he's pushing up daisies, she still talks about him all the time. Like, it's John's wheat. Or what am I going to do without John? It's like, she even plans to head back east because her husband took her out west because he wanted land of his own because he was a simple store clerk and he wanted to be a proud land owner. And he made this decision without her help at all and just thrust it upon her. It's almost like her character is secondary and she doesn't really come into her own until the end of the movie, but it never really feels like it surprises you because the title alone gives it away that William Shatner is going to die at some point in the movie. I'm not even sure exactly what yeah, I mean, I'm sure what the cause of his death was to some extent. Apparently, according to the movie, he was caught up in a flash flood and drowned or something like that. Or was crushed by cattle that were trying to escape from the flood. Take your pick, I guess, there. It's not exactly clear exactly the details of how he died, besides being caught up in a flash flood, so maybe he just drowned to death. I didn't know that Wyoming was all that famous for flash floods, but I don't know that much about Wyoming, so I can't say that that is or isn't possible. As far as, I guess, an overall opinion, it's not a bad movie, I guess, but only if you're looking for something that's a bit slower paced, because there's just not much action in this movie. And the biggest action scene we get is watching William Shatner getting his face shoved repeatedly into a watering hole in order to make him give up his deed to the land he'd bought, because the people that were using it hadn't made a claim yet. So he put $320 into purchasing land, only to have to give it up because the people there basically forced him to. And then he moves out to Wyoming and bites the dust after putting his house and stuff together. It's sort of a weird irony, isn't it? But the movie's alright. As long as you're not, like I said, not expecting anything too actiony out of it. I don't even think William Shatner is all that hammy in this movie either. Just my personal opinion. Till next week. Not sure what we'll look at then, though. I know what October will probably be, though. Horror movies.
You best promise to sign, Mr. Sergeant. No. No.